So Jim Knowles does an amazing job at Oklahoma State. He comes into Ohio State now, kind of outline what his challenge is, because to the average person, it seems like, okay, Jim Knowles knows what he's doing. He's raised the level of play at Oklahoma State. Now he's got a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. He's raised the level of talent. Boom, put your system in. We're off and running.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the key, right? They've recruited well outside of the linebacker position. If you look at the linebacker position, they have 2 players that were in the top 100 nationally. And for Ohio State, I mean, I think Alabama has 6 linebackers that were in the top 100. And don't quote me on that. It's around there. But the linebacker position is the biggest question mark, the biggest problem for the last 3 years, really. And they have some talented kids that just have played confused. And so this is going to be all about getting those kids clarity and unleashing them and letting them play hard and play fast and trigger. And that's what, when you watch Oklahoma State's defense, that's what you saw. Guys that just flew around and looked really fast that might not have been that fast, but they played fast. So now he gets to do that with, 5-star guys, 4-star guys. It's going to just look that much more dominant. So his biggest thing right now is get his system put in, get all the cloudiness out of these players' heads and let them go play fast. If he does that, they don't need to have the best defense in the country. They're going to be ridiculous on offense. They just need to have a top 30 defense, and they got a chance to win it all.
When you look at this team, and they just went to spring practice for the first time a couple days ago, talking Ohio State, what do you think are some of the more important things that need to be accomplished this spring?
Well, and that the defense, obviously, we just talked about is number one. They need to find out who their linebackers are going to be. Their secondary looks like it's going to be pretty strong, especially with some coaching and development. The D-line's always going to be good. The talent's there. Larry Johnson's the best in the country. So it's really the linebacking core and then the defensive scheme. Outside of that, offensively, the biggest question mark that no one's talking about is the tight end position. They lose Jeremy Ruckert, and they've got a bunch of nobodies. Cade Stover was their next tight end. He moved over to linebacker. He's now playing linebacker. So I know they have some guys that have shown promise, right? They obviously feel decent about their opportunity to develop a guy, but that's the biggest question mark on offense. Receiver, loaded. Running back, probably the best in the country. Offensive line, I mean, they have some unbelievable talent. They just hired Justin Fry from Chip Kelly in UCLA, who's one of the best O-line coaches I've ever worked with. So their O-line is going to be fine. It's going to be better than fine. So the real question mark is tight end, and then that defensive scheme and linebacking core.